So many people have been asking me how I went from this to this, and I'm here to help you out with a 14-day glow up series. This is day 1 and we're talking about base makeup. Right now I did my skincare routine and I already did my eyes, so I can focus a little bit more on my base makeup. But to start with, I realized that less is more, and I'm using a Tower 28 concealer, and I usually don't use foundation. I usually like a very natural look, so all I do is I take the concealer and I just spot conceal. So I just put it on places that are usually a little bit darker, or places that I just want to brighten up. A game-changing area for me was actually on the sides of my nose. So you see these two? And for me, that just contours my nose a little bit better, and I actually don't use contour. At this point, I would let the concealer sit while I do my eyes and my eyebrows. And when you let the concealer sit for a little bit longer, it just has better coverage overall. I got a few questions about whether I use brushes or sponges, and I typically use a sponge. And after waiting a little bit, then you start to blend it out. So I always start from the chin, but honestly, I don't really think it matters. Once you get to your under eyes, your chin should be down and your eyes should be forward while you blend, just so it helps your concealer not to crease. So like, after concealer, I love to go into blush. I'm literally a blush fiend. Obviously you can do bronzer, you can do anything that you want, but I usually like to put blush. This is Rare Beauty in the shade Happy. And personally for me, I like to put it on my nose bridge and on like the tops of my cheeks right under my eyes. I have another cushion that I like to blend. You can probably tell it's always used for blush. For powders, I have the Huda Beauty one and I also have the Maybelline one. I actually like how this one looks a little bit better because it's better at brightening. However, this one does make my pores like disappear, like genuinely. So I usually rotate between these two, and if I'm going out for pictures, I would use this, and just for regular day-to-day, I would use this one. I can show you the difference. I'm not even sure if you can tell on camera, but I'm going to start with the Huda Beauty one on this side. I'm not sure if you can tell the difference, but I think just right here versus right here, this side is just a little bit more bright. And then last but not least, I use this blush. I just tap along the sides that I originally put the liquid blush, and then I take my pinky and I run it alongside the powder, and I just run a line across my nose, and it kind of just like contours it a little bit. Stay tuned for the other days.